So in today's video, I'll be talking about two important things I never knew before I left Africa, Nigeria. And these two things can actually help a lot of you traveling abroad as a student or even as a visitor. I mean, but I'm more focused on for the student, you know. When I left Nigeria, there were not much information out there that is going to guide you on what not to do, on how you can survive. And I'm trying to backtrack my journey and use it to help some of you that plan on traveling abroad. Even if you're going, I'm in the United States right now, or so even if you're going to Europe or you're going to Canada or any part of the world. And those information I'll be sharing today, it's very important. But before we go into those skills that you need before traveling, I want you guys to do me a great favor. If you can just take a second, subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up if you like the content. That way it's going to help me to create more content like this. Like I said, before I left Nigeria, there was not much information on what are the important skills that we need before even saying we are leaving our father's land. And they are very important. You see, in Africa, we have a great skill. We do a lot of stuff with our hands and it's very productive, but we don't really get reward for that. You might see somebody who cuts hair, you say, oh, look at this barber, but you don't do that. Like if you travel abroad, those guys are pretty making good money. So let's jump into the discussion. What are the most important skills that you need as a student if you are traveling abroad? I have my notes here, so I probably will be looking at my notes. One of the most important skill on my list is going to be driving. Driving is very important. Learn how to drive before you travel. It's going to really help you. If you think you can come here and learn how to drive, you have to consider a lot of stuff. Like, one, you have to pay for the driving school, and most of those driving schools charge you about $60 an hour. So depending on how many hours you're going to be on the road and everything. But if you learn how to drive in some states, for instance, like New York, if you live in New York and you have international driver's license, all you have to do is to get your learner's permits. By law, you can drive. You can go to the dmv.ny.gov. You're going to get the same information, because what I'm trying to do out here is to give you guys facts. What I actually know is not what I think. I give you the fact, you can go and verify it yourself. So if you come in, I don't know about other states, but in New York, which is where I am, if you come here in New York as a student or even as a visitor and you have your international driver's license, all you have to do is to get your learner's permit. Those one, it's easy. You just do 5-hour course. You just sit there, you listen to the person talking for 5 hours, and then you do your written exam, you pass, and they give it to you. But for you to actually have your driver's license, it's way much difficult. And now just imagine you come here as a student, right? And you have your international driver's license, and then you have your learner's permit. You can start making money, because when you come here as a student, you're going to get all your document that that you'll be using for your schooling, and also you're going to get your social, which is your social security number. And on your social security number is going to be written not valid for work, only with DHS authorization. DHS then simply means Department of Homeland Security. And if you go to other professional jobs, trying to apply for work or something like that, they might not employ you just because of that. So that means you can only work in the school campus. And if you're working in the school campus, at the end of the day, you're only working 20 hours per week, I believe. In Canada, I believe you can work up to 40 hours. But if you're here in the United States, you only allowed to work 20 hours per week. And those things cannot even make you no money. And if you're working at the campus, you're probably working $10 job, or maybe you're working 15, But if you learn how to drive and you have those things that I've mentioned, and you're able to afford yourself a small car, you can start stuff like DoorDash, Grubhub, food delivery with Uber. But Uber might not accept you to be a driver, but you can start like those little stuff, or grocery shopping, and those stuff, they don't get taxed. You just go straight into your pay stub. They just pay you like every week. But right now, you don't have to have like um any of all those criteria that I mentioned for you to be employed. This is kind of getting self-employed. You just make sure you have the car and you're on the road, and it's going to save you a ton of money. Not just even only that. Let's say you live far away from your school. Uber here is very expensive. And again, if you live in outskirts of the city, let's say like I live in upstate New York, here we don't have the metro. The bus system is not like how it is in Africa. You jump out there, you are in the bus, or you take keke napep, and no, it's different, And like I don't want this video to be very long, but I'm going to try to keep everything short. So it's way different, if you like the weather change here, we'll have the summer, the winter. So these two, like in the summertime, you can order an Uber, you're going to take you to where you're going to within a couple of minutes. But sometimes during the winter time, you have to consider the weather and all of that. So you being able to drive will ease a lot of things for you, like going to work, going to school, going to places. It's going to save you a ton of time and ton of money. These are the information I never knew, that driving can be a thing in Africa. I was thinking, oh, whatever, if I come here, I get a car, learn how to drive, I become a better driver. No. So that is one. Another one is haircut. I did mention about this haircut, at the start of this video. You see, a haircut, it's very, very good skill that you also need to have, because I could still remember during my days back when I was in the university. I had this friend at the time. I'm going to make the story very short. All he does is say, hey, I want to cut my hair. He just, he come into your house, he cut your hair for like 10-15 bucks, and you pay him directly cash. And sometimes this guy gets so busy and he make over like $200 just in a whole day, just going to, but you still have to make time for your school, okay? He make good money. You don't even have to have a shop or something like that. Those skills are the skills that we neglect in Africa. We look at it like, oh, hair barber, what's in this one get? These skills will survive you in Europe, America, and Canada. Like, you will make good money just living on those skills. And again, it's not even taxable, because I tell you what, you can have people pay you out of pocket, because you don't have a shop whereby you have to pay taxes. Because when time you start paying taxes and all that, then the government might kind of send something that, oh, you're supposed to be a student, but you're working. So you can just, you can do it two-way. In your apartment, you just create a small section, even in your bathroom, where people come, they cut their hair. Or you can also create a home service whereby, you add extra fee. You take your stuff, you go to their place, you cut their hair. You will make lots of money with those skills without even getting taxed. And, you will thank yourself. So why I'm making this video again is to actually help those of you planning on travel. Start thinking of what skill can you render while you are abroad, because don't just depend on you get money from home. It's so sad, but if you're able to start making money by yourself, you're gonna thank yourself. So another one I have is video editing. If you look at those skills that I'm mentioning right now, it's just something that you can do. Video editing is very important. They have this site, Upworks, where you can upload like your skill, like what you do, and you see a lot of people will be contacting you, because one thing with America is, sometimes they need something get done like ASAP, because most of those stuff, like, you need somebody to edit their video like a professional. They'll tell you, oh, you have to book an appointment. Let's say this is something you want ASAP. You have to make an appointment, you have to be at a certain time, you have to pay them per hour and all of that. And then now look at you jump in there with your great idea, what you're doing, and you'll be like, okay, I know how to do this, and I can do it for you right away and get it done. I tell you what, you're making over like 50 bucks just like doing a 30 minutes work, or maybe less, than that. You know, you're making money, you're adding that into your saving, you're adding that into your lifestyle or to whatever you're doing, and you see you kind of start enjoying like your purpose of being here, because people get so excited that they want to come to America or they want to travel to Canada, but just forget of every other thing that, you know, comes with it. And I think that's the misconception that people really get, especially like when you're traveling abroad. You feel like, oh yeah, I've got my visa, I'm traveling, I'm going abroad, I'm going to be doing. But what are you going to be doing there? How are you going to survive? You know, these are little things that if you know how to do, you know, I'll keep repeating this, you will thank yourself, and it's going to go a lot of way, because everything here, it's not free. Nothing be free for here. Everything you go pay. You go chop food, you go pay tax, you go enter, you go pay taxes. You know, how are you doing all this? But if you have those little things where money comes in and you will be excited. You know, so video editing, that's my number 3. And the number 4 one on my list here, it's makeup. You know, so makeup is a great thing. You can set up a studio, or you can do something like I'm doing right now on YouTube. You know, set up a something of makeup classes where you teach people how to do makeup. Those one might be kind of, you know, might be a little bit difficult for you to set up a YouTube studio before you get all this, before you could get even to the point where YouTube will be paying you. But you can set up a makeup classes, or just something on for yourself at home, where, you know, your friends, you start with them. You know, if you know what you're doing, don't start makeup using somebody to learn. Okay, make sure you already have the skill, you know what you're doing, know how to do all the mix and whatnot. And so by the time your friends, like, they'll be like, wow, I want you to do my makeup, I want you to do my eyelashes, I want you to do, you know, all those little things, especially for the girls part. You know, it's very common. You know, it's going to make you a lot of money. And the last on my list is learn how to do stuff like phone fixing of phone, laptops, tablets, and all of that. Why I said that is because I remember one time I got a problem with my desktop, and I needed to use my desktop to work like ASAP. And the guy that I called to say, hey, you got to bring it on Friday. And I was like, today it's Monday. You know why? Because he's so much busy. So this is a place that, again, that you can come in and take part of those income and take part of those money and take chunk. There is a lot of money that's in those skills. You know, you come in there, even if it is 1% of those money that you take, it means a lot. Like, it means a lot. You don't know what 1% is, but it means a lot. You know, it's going to fetch you like thousands. You know, and you can just advertise yourself on any platform you're using, maybe Facebook Marketplace or Instagram. You know, you see people contacting you, or you can even put it on Google, places to fix my phone. You might just pop up, you know, hey, I want to come fix my phone, I have this, can you do that? Yes. Maybe it's going to be something that will take you like 10-15 minutes, and you're making like $100. That's a lot of money. But you will never know until you get here without those skills, and then you find out you're going to find yourself in a situation where you have to learn those skills. And here it's not like in Africa where you can go to one junction and say, hey bros, teach me how to do this, you learn. No, here is you won't see all those stuff like at all. Even myself, I'm struggling trying to find a place to learn how to program. But I know if I was in Africa, in Nigeria right now, I can go to a school and I will learn how to program within 2 weeks. And all those things, it doesn't work like that here. Or you got to go through process. You know, in Nigeria, everything happens at your backyard. And, you know, if you have those skills, it's going to help you. So that is my couple of skills, but there's a lot of them that you can do: carpentry, plumbing, but those things is a high skill. So I don't want to go into those things, because I don't want you to, even painting, I don't want you to go to somebody's house. But if you know what you're doing, if you're good in that, why not? You can still go into those things. You know, carpentry, you say, hey, see that carpenter boy, if I tell you how much those guys they are making, they're going to pay your house rent in Africa like till you die. They make good money here. You know, they are called self-employed. So there is a lot of stuff that, you know, skills that you can bring in while you're coming as a student. And don't be shy. Nobody cares here. Nobody cares at all. As long as you're paying your bill, you're doing your stuff, you're good. Nobody's care about what you're doing, and they're going to respect you. Like, you have those skills. It's not like back home where they look down on you. No, you're gonna be respected, while you're doing those your skills. That's a lot because people here, I won't say they're lazy, but everybody, if you have a skill, is a good thing. Okay, so two last thing that I'm going to share here right now is while you're traveling abroad, sometimes it gets too boring. You're trying to connect with people because you travel to a place where you don't know nobody. It's just you. Let's say you don't have a family. For those of us that doesn't have a family, for those of you that have friends and family that are already here, this night might not be for you. But if you're the type that you're just traveling by yourself, it's just like you're the first person traveling from your family. You don't have no friends, no family. It's going to be hard for you to connect with friends. The easiest way that I think you can do this, it's church. you know you can connect through friends so that you don't, because here it's not like in Africa. Again, I keep saying this, that your next door neighbor, you say, hey bros, how far, what's in there, you connect like so fast. Your next door neighbor, you might not see that person for the next 2 years that you're living in that apartment or anywhere you are. You don't even know what their face look like. You're just indoor, school home, so you can connect through friends via like church. You look for any church around you, like mostly Redeemed Church, they are good. So it might be a little bit far away from where you are. Like they might not even have the bus system, so if you, sometimes that might discourage you even trying to go there. But if you have a car, a means of transportation, it's good. So through church and any through school activities that they're doing. Some schools have like football games and all things like that that you can use. So through those means you can connect with friends, make friends, get to know what's going on. You see a lot of people, hey, where are you from, what you get to have conversation. That way you feel like you're still home, so you don't feel depressed and all that. So guys, I hope this video kind of help you if you are preparing to travel abroad as a student. It's challenging. I Please, like I said, if you like this video, please kindly give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody that you know who is traveling. My purpose of making this video is to share my insights and also help those that are planning to travel out of the country. Give them a kind of tips of what they don't even have, not just celebrating for their visa and all that. If you do this, I keep saying, you will thank yourself down the road. You will be really excited. Please share this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll be releasing more video on this issue, trying to help you all students. And also my next video is going to be talking about the service fee, how you can get admission into the United States without even writing a TOEFL exam. Having a TOEFL exam, some of the universities here can actually accept you. How you can pay your service fee, how you can communicate to your schools and all that. So if you subscribe to this channel, if you know somebody who is planning or who is already in the process struggling, please share this video with that person so that I believe you'll be doing a great thing for them. So I love you all, and I will see you on my next video, and as usual, peace. See you.